More than a friend. New tonight on Our News Live at 7. A friend of the woman killed in yesterday's double homicide says she was like a big sister. This as rising crime and disturbances in Western New Providence has residents of St. Albans Drive on edge. One homeowner shares his concerns about loud music from a nearby nightclub. Plus, an unfair lens. Organization for Responsible Governance challenges external pressures on smaller nations. The executive director says we should be focusing on internal issues. Then in our news at 7:30, claims of being overlooked. Residents in South Andros demonstrate as other family islands see progress. Our News Live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. Family members and loved ones are grieving the loss of 27-year-old Shatir Wells, the woman tragically shot and killed in broad daylight on Prince Charles Drive yesterday alongside 30-year-old Dino Smith. One of her closest friends is speaking out tonight, who shared with our Joshua Williams that Wells had a profound impact on everyone she encountered.
Talented and fun-loving is how 27-year-old Shatir Wells is being remembered by one of her closest friends. Wells was one of two people gunned down on Prince Charles Drive yesterday. 30-year-old Dino Smith also died during the shooting. Her close friend Tavalia Dean says Wells was someone you would never forget.
She was a very friendly person, very outgoing, very determined, godly, someone who for sure was God-fearing. She was all about her business and just living life. Never was a negative person, never, to my knowledge, was in the kind of stuff that she ended up getting caught in.
Wells was a nail technician by profession, but for Tavalia, she was a big sister.
Every time we meet, it was just business and talking about the fun that we used to have in the previous salon that we worked with. Or we'll just catch up on old times, because every time we see each other, it was always within big periods of time. But the last time we saw each other, we spoke about business, and it was all laughs. Like I say, she always considered me as a little sister from she met me. She's much older than I am, and I always looked up to her, especially with how driven she was when it came to doing nails.
Tavalia also sharing that she last saw Wells before the new year, and she's disappointed over some of the social media posts about her friend's death.
Personally, nobody passed anything until they're dead. And secondly, it could be any one of us. At the end of the day, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And being a female on myself, I don't believe in cyberbullying. I don't believe in none of that stuff. So I feel like everybody should put that to account and let persons grieve in peace, persons that actually care, because those rumors are false. Clearly, those rumors are false. It's just so disheartening to see women like myself bringing each other down, even in a situation such as death. Like, when does it stop?
And as reality sets in, Tavalia says it's now up to the law.
I just pray that everybody involved in the shooting should be brought to justice, and whatever the government needs to do in order to get the murder. So I pray that justice is served, because she did not, when I say she did not deserve to die like that.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. Growing concerns tonight among St. Albans Drive residents who say they are on edge over escalating crime, as well as disturbingly loud noise from a nearby club they say is keeping them up at night. Spokesperson Kermit Taylor says members of the Western New Providence community are worried and have written the Ministry of National Security. The nightclub in question is Primetime, and its CEO, Levon Ramming, is responding.
I disagree with that 100%. You know, everybody who comes to Primetime realize that it's a family-oriented business. From time to time, we might have incidents where the Royal Bahamas Police Force may have to get involved. And sometimes they may issue a few warning shots just to get things under control. But besides that, we pride ourselves as being one of the most safest night spots in the Bahamas.
All right, our Joshua Williams has more from both sides coming up in Our News at 7:30. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kenino. Happy Thursday evening, everybody. Another warm day around the islands. Temperatures starting to take that uptick as we have a warm southerly flow across our area, and it's bringing in that warm air mass. 74 degrees outside our studios right now with a few clouds. Your winds are out of the west at 9 miles per hour, and your field side temperature a very comfortable 73. Temperatures around the islands right now, it is 71 in Freeport, 73 over in Marsh Harbour, Abaco. Alistown, Bimini, you guys have 72 with some showers nearby, as well as Nickerstown. Great Harbour Key, 75, 75 also in Governor's Harbour. Into the central Bahamas, 72 in Kemps Bay. We pick up 76 in Artistown, Cat Island, and in Deadman's Key. Across in Georgetown and Coburn Town, San Salvador, a pair of 75s there. And into the southeast Bahamas, 78 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, and in Abrams Bay. Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, 77. Providencial is 77. Matthewtown, Inagua, you guys are also 77 at this hour. Satellite radar composite showing a weak front trying to drop into the northwest Bahamas. Some isolated showers associated with that boundary, but that is falling apart basically. High pressure dominating the rest of the islands. That high will continue to slide out towards the east. That's going to be paving the way for this rather weak front to slide into the northwest Bahamas and is expected to fizzle out. But it will reinforce our conditions over the next couple of days before we do see another front by the weekend. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. Look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on our news, the Organization for Responsible Governance calls for greater focus on internal issues. The executive director cites historical struggles faced by past administrations. And Grand Bahama Power Company unveils ambitious tech-driven goals for the new year as they gear up for a strategic reset. When our news returns.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
The Organization for Responsible Governance is decrying unfair external pressures on smaller countries by larger international bodies, labeling it unfair. Executive Director Matt Aubrey advocating for increased focus on internal issues despite ongoing efforts to enhance financial services. He's highlighting the struggles of past administrations.
Definitely want to make sure that there's a level playing field. There's not moving goalposts, which is what we've seen. You know, you're on this list and then all of a sudden you're continuing it on to another list and another list and another list. And that's important. Transparency, making sure that we're reducing the risk of things like money laundering or terrorism financing. Of course, those are important ideas. Looking at the mechanisms and the pieces that are in place here, you can actually take away that there's a lot being done that reflects high levels of integrity, particularly in our financial services. That needs to be built on, and our energy can be invested in building on those versus responding to getting off of lists.
A few months ago, the Prime Minister revealed the passage of a United Nations resolution potentially paving the way for a fairer approach to resolving international tax disputes. Aubrey says the resolution gives greater reassurance to countries like the Bahamas, but acknowledges the ongoing challenge ahead.
It's something that we are going to have to contend with. Unfortunately, we're in that circumstance. I think this government and the last are doing what they can to make sure we're adherent with things like the Financial Action Task Force lists, but it requires us to then divert attention for external purposes where we might be putting it on internal purposes. And I think that's the balance that's going to have to be struck.
Well, Aubrey, also addressing the Prime Minister's recent comments about the rollout of Freedom of Information Act. We've got that coming up in our news at 7:30. And now to Grand Bahama, where the power company has come into the new year with an ambitious plan that executives say will see more technological advancements in its operations. Atalia Hall has the story.
The Grand Bahama Power Company is optimistic about 2024. This as the company's communications director Cleopatra Russell says they are implementing more technology into their daily operations. Russell adding that they are excited about their new digital customer experience as they continue to roll out their AMI smart meters.
That now allows us to be able to communicate directly with the meter remotely from our offices. One of the things that our customers would have said recently in our digital customer experience survey is they want the ability to now see their data in real time.
Some 95% of residential and commercial customers currently have the smart meters, and Russell says this year, teams will be working to get their customer portal live.
And the customer portal will now allow our customers to be able to see in near real time what's going on behind their meter, how much energy they're consuming when they turn on certain appliances, if they're having any power quality issues such as voltage. It's also going to allow our teams to be able to better assess what's going on in a customer's homes when they contact us and they say to us, I'm having an issue with this, I'm having an issue with that. And so for 2024, our primary focus is going to be ensuring that the digital customer experience is one that's a bit more efficient and robust.
The smart meters will allow the company to monitor voltage issues remotely and identify outages much quicker. And as for the remaining 5% of customers that do not have smart meters,
our teams are currently working actually over the holiday to get as many meters as we can swapped out. We're fairly confident by the first quarter of 2024 we'll have 100%.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as a shocking courtroom attack unfolds in Las Vegas. A convicted felon assaults a judge during sentencing. Plus, an Iowa school shooting wounds multiple people. And a man dies after crawling inside a jet engine. The details when our news returns.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. In a shocking courtroom incident in Las Vegas, convicted felon Deobra Redden violently attacked Judge Mary Kay Halthus during his sentencing hearing on Wednesday. The dramatic video captures Redden's sudden assault with furniture toppled, a collapsing flagpole, and court personnel intervening as he unleashed expletives and punches. Prior to the attack, Redden pleaded for leniency, citing mental illness, claiming rehabilitation. And tragedy striking an Iowa high school as a 17-year-old opened fire on the first day back after winter break, claiming one life and injuring 5 others. Authorities say the suspect, identified as Dylan Butler, died from a suspected self-inflicted gunshot wound. They say the Perry High School principal, Dan Marburger, was among the wounded, while the motive remains unknown. Here's Dallas County Sheriff Adam Infant speaking earlier today.
There is no further danger to the public. The community is safe. We're just now working backwards, trying to figure out everything that happened and make notifications. It's still very early. This happened at approximately 7:37 this morning. School didn't start yet, luckily, so there was very few students and faculty in the building, which I think contributed to a good outcome in that sense.
The UK's Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton are among high-profile figures named in U.S. court papers detailing connections of late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The newly released records form part of a case against Epstein's girlfriend, who has been jailed for helping him abuse girls. Almond Lee is following this.
U.S. court documents naming people who had ties with the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein were unsealed on Wednesday. The names of more than 150 people mentioned in a lawsuit by Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers, were kept under seal for years, until a federal judge ruled last month that there was no legal justification to keep them private. The documents once again put the spotlight on some of the world's most powerful people, including Britain's Prince Andrew and their ties to Epstein. The documents include extracts of a deposition by one of Epstein's accusers, who alleges the Duke of York put his hand on her breast when posing for a photo in 2001 at Epstein's Manhattan townhouse. The photo allegedly included a puppet that said Prince Andrew on it. The incident has been previously reported by other media outlets, and Andrew has denied it. He has been stripped of most of his royal titles due to his association with Epstein, and in 2022 settled a civil lawsuit with Giuffre. He could not immediately be reached for comment. Epstein took his own life in 2019 while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. Giuffre's lawyer Sigrid McCauley said some questions about who enabled Epstein remained unanswered, but that the release of the documents, quote, gets us closer to that goal. More documents are expected to be unsealed or unredacted in the coming days.
And Utah police are investigating the death of a man who crawled into a Delta Airlines jet's engine at Salt Lake City International Airport. Authorities say the 30-year-old has accessed the secure ramp area through an emergency exit, crawled into a non-running engine, and was found unconscious. Identified as Kyler Effinger, authorities say he had a boarding pass for a Denver flight. Police, the FAA, NTSB, and TSA are investigating. As the first week of the new year nears its end, you may be wondering what to do with your natural Christmas trees. If you've got an artificial tree, then you've lucked out. But In tonight's Sustainability First report, Marlena Leonard speaks with the Compost King to explore environmentally friendly options for disposal.
Bahamas First, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
Nicholas Fox, also known as the Compost King, is the founder of Soul and Soil. And as a certified compost operations manager, he's in his third year of Christmas tree collection for composting.
And what inspired me was, you see Christmas trees hanging out people's garbages. The whole waste management system, in my eyes, needs to be revamped. And I said, what a fun, festive way to get people involved in sustainability or composting. What got me started was the need. Like, my mom had a Christmas tree and she was like, I gotta throw this away. And I said, Mom, I don't want you to have to throw it away. We started out with just a cutlass and an axe, and now we have a wood chipper, we have 2 trucks, we have an app where you can schedule to pick up, and I think it's just grown so much over the years. Like, the support that I've gotten from all these people is phenomenal. I didn't think it would bloom to something so big.
But what happens after the trees are collected?
They get their Christmas tree picked up, we convert it to mulch. If they want mulch, they can get mulch, or I can use it in my composting process. That very strong, piney odor that people love during Christmas time, it stays around for the entire year. So that's a big benefit.
So how do you get on the list to get your tree picked up? Fox says this year they're using the Calendly app for you to select your pickup time.
The price is $30 a tree, and you must book 2 days in advance. Right now, we have it set up where, based on what quadrant you live in, so you have the northeast, the northwest, the southeast, and the southwest. You can book for those days specifically, just to make sure our routes are efficient and we aren't burning fossil fuels, trying to be a little net carbon. So people can book through that app. I will have more about it later. But for now, if you need to message me, my number is 455-6858.
Reporting for Our News and reminding you to put sustainability first, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Still to come in Our News, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was January 4th. Then in Our News at 7:30, rallying for government attention. South Andros residents protest perceived neglect amidst Family Island progress. Plus, a cruise tax hike sparks controversy as visitors and vendors share their thoughts. When Our News returns.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Welcome back to Our News on this day in Bahamian history. It's available now right at ournews.bs. Learn about Henry Arthur Blake, who was appointed governor in 1884, then the birth of renowned singer-songwriter Christopher George Fox on Long Island in 1944, as well as the 1957 opening of Aquinas College and the 2010 appointment of Ellison Greenslade to become the 6th commissioner of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Remember, today in history, it's available now at ournews.bs. Well, Atlantis lit up with star power over the weekend for a spectacular New Year's bash. The party started with a bang at Casuarina Beach with a Maroon 5 concert. Our Danielle Miller rocked along and brings you some unforgettable highlights.
After months of anticipation, Casuarina Beach came alive with more than 5,000 guests and locals assembling to hear Maroon 5 perform in paradise.
Well, the best part about this is an outdoor concert, right?
And I'm his twin brother.
You got the breeze. I mean, it's just beautiful. Back in Canada, it's like snowing. We're here having a good time. It's snowing in Edmonton for sure. But what a great time. We're looking forward to it.
It's not started as yet, but so far I'm having a great time trying to find me something delicious to eat and drink. I'm not at work, so I just want to have a little bit of fun, and I'm looking forward to see how Maroon 5 will perform tonight.
Atlantis is known for its ability to not only produce a show, but also provide an experience. And this concert did not disappoint. It captivated the attention of concertgoers from the moment you entered the venue. Labeled the Concert Village, this elevated food court showcased a variety of local food vendors and a Maroon 5 marquee display for photos. The Atlantis team also prides itself on being prepared for anything, so raincoats were readily available. As Greg predicted in the forecast, we did have brief scattered showers. The production for this event was strategically executed by Zaymar Group.
For the Atlantis Live series, it usually takes us about 5 to 7 days depending on the scope of the production that we're providing for the Atlantis team. And we usually have about 20 to 30 team members that are part of the production staff, encompassing everything from our audio, our video, and our lighting teams for these events.
This concert took a toll on our vocal cords, as no one in the audience could resist singing along with the band. With moves like Jagger, we danced underneath the stars while playing the strings on our air guitars. The band performed an ensemble of their hits, covers of popular songs like Purple Rain, and solo performances by band members like PJ Morton.
And there you have it, another amazing event hosted by Atlantis Live. We'll see you next time.
All right, thanks, Danielle. It looks like a lot of fun. If you want to see her story again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us at News at 7. Joining us now is Natalia Hall with the latest headlines. And Natalia, I saw you rocking out in some other footage that I didn't see in that piece just now.
He was Greg.
Like
he was also there, but we did have a good time.
Yeah, I heard you and Greg talk about it yesterday.
Yeah, it
but
was
hey,
a really good
I mean, folks had on their raincoats. They were ready to still have a good party.
For sure. Thanks so much, Ken. Well, rallying for government attention, South Andros residents protest plus a cruise tax hike sparks controversy. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, some residents on St. Albans Drive expressing concerns about loud music and crime at a popular nightclub. Our Joshua Williams has the story straight ahead, and a grieving family reflecting on the life of the young woman who was tragically killed in a car on Wednesday. Also, the Organization for Responsible Governance weighing in on the Prime Minister's recent comments on the Freedom of Information Act. And later, residents in South Andros standing in solidarity. This as they say they are tired of being overlooked. The full story when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as the environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change.
Welcome to our news. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. A popular night spot in western New Providence prompting concerns for some St. Albans Drive residents who say they are concerned about crime and loud music keeping them up at night. Our Joshua Williams spoke to one of those residents as well as the club's management, who says they've been given a bad name.
Tensions between some St. Albans Drive residents and the Primetime Lounge and Restaurant are coming to light. Speaking on behalf of some of those residents, Kermit Taylor says there are many issues.
We experience everything from fights, constant sounds of gunfire, and just the disturbance of having a loud crowd. We have cars that drive to St. Albans Drive with loud mufflers. We have I won't call them a gang, but like a convoy of motorcycle riders with these trail bikes where the mufflers are very loud. Then we also have the challenge of the litter, but it extends beyond the curve. Now, at some point, he cleans up the front of his yard, but does he come around the bend where other residents live?
Taylor also writing the Ministry of National Security about the issue.
I wrote a letter to the Minister for National Security. I CC'd the Commissioner of Police, and I said to him, my concern is from the crowd that I see, from the traffic I see accumulating now going into holiday. I'm afraid we're going to have a repeat of what happened last year with the young man got shot.
But Primetime's management is hitting back. Its CEO, Lavon Ramming, disagrees.
You know, everybody who comes to Primetime realize that it's a family-oriented business. From time to time, we might have incidents where the Royal Bahamas Police Force might have to get involved. And sometimes they might issue a few warning shots just to get things under control. But besides that, we pride